Welcome once again to WellPulse. I see you guys has been streaming it. Very good. So WellPulse is a session whereby we talk about the market updates. We talk about things that we always follow on as an individual investor, so that we keep the pulse of the market and then keep our portfolio intact and make sure our portfolio grow when the time has come. All right. So for the last few days, it has been a like roller coaster, not just dive down, is up and down like continuously. So if you start like looking at the market at the opening, it's like 10 years down, oh no, 10% down, or there's a lot of gap down. If I'm not wrong, Palantir get circuit breaker, and then after it, suddenly the market wipe up, so-called go up again, and then talking about some rumors, later we will talk about it, and then suddenly the White House or even Trump come out and rebuild all the rumors and stuff like that, and then the market dive down again. So actually there's quite a few rumors last night. So let's dive straight into it. Okay. Okay. Where is my wait. Why is not showing? Okay. All right. So in our last sessions, Jiaxuan talked about Lululemon. So if you miss out the session itself, just go back to the recording. Yep. So this is Monday. This is not Monday. This is like Friday after market close. On Monday itself, I just snap up this almost perfectly red market, and all the stock went down, and a lot of it from their high have went down more than 20%. Like Nvidia, all these stock have went down more than 20%. So if your portfolio have sort of like this company, like myself, yeah, so you see my portfolio have down like 20 over 30% since the peak. All right, and one night itself, if not wrong, there's one night 7%, there's another night 6%. All right, so if your portfolio experiencing the same, just you are not alone. All right. Okay, so this is what happened. The biggest news like last week is like Donald Trump slapped reciprocal tariff to all these country. And one of the biggest or one of the companies or one of the type of companies that get hit is manufacturing companies. So for example, Lululemon, Nike, all those textile companies, because they rely a lot of external imports to US. So all the imports that's come from like Cambodia, Vietnam, China, all having very, very high taxes. All right, okay. So this is one of the
Your Apples, Nike shoes, and Lululemon pants could get more expensive. During his first term as president, Donald Trump put tariffs on China, so companies that were manufacturing products to ship to the US decided to look for alternatives. Big brands like Apple and Meta increasingly set their signs on Vietnam. Abercrombie and Fitch turned to Cambodia to make 1/5 of their merchandise. This week, that move was dealt a blow.
Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. Oh, look at Cambodia, 97%.
These Southeast Asian nations were among the biggest targets of the US president's tariffs. Vietnam now faces a 46% tax on exports at a time when business is booming for key Apple suppliers like Goatech and Foxconn.
I am here in an industrial park in Bắc Ninh province, part of the northern Vietnam manufacturing hub, producing products for global giants, including Apple, Samsung, and Meta. In the last few days, Goatech was just granted a license on a $270 million investment to set up another production project here.
Vietnam is among several.
Okay, so these are all the news out there. Maybe I just ask a quick question right here. So how many of you for the last few days, you have been watching news or reading news? If you have read or watched news, just type in a 1. If you have not, just type in a 2. Because a lot of things that I'll be sharing tonight is public news. If you have watched that, then I'll just go through quite quickly. If you have not, we will take some time to slowly like deep or sip ourselves into all the market news. It's not to say that we should be contrary or whatever. Just this is just what happening outside. There's a lot of news out there, and unless you are staying in a very rural place or isolated island that you didn't receive any sort of news. If you're living a city or you have a phone with you, any connection device with you, you are bound to bombard by all this news somehow or other. Okay. All right. Okay. So Lily, yeah, a lot of news. Lydia, a lot of news. Hoyin, a lot of news. Okay. Shawnee as well. All right. Chai Bing and Yogeswara. Okay, you guys are the two odd ones that didn't read news. All right, very Warren Buffett like, because Warren Buffett also don't like to read news. That's why he stay in Omaha. Not an isolated island, but it's the isolated place and in US. All right, news from Goodwill community. Okay, all right. So the WhatsApp group itself. Okay, the WhatsApp group itself. Yeah. The last few days is quite a bit of out of norm. The activity is quite high. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go. All right. So before we go into that, let's come to this. Like if someone talk about tariff, you cannot just talk about it without understanding what is it about. Right? Tariff is just simply a tax that slapped to our so-called importers or to our country, in a sense that we want to get more taxable income to in so-called one way is to increase the country tax revenue. The other reason is to protect the country industry. So for example, in US, they tax a lot of like for example, the cars manufacturer and stuff like that, so that they can protect their own country car manufacturing company. So for example, Ford, for example, what is it? Chrysler, all these like US local manufacturer. So these are part of the reason why people implement tariff. But later we also talk about like actually tariff um, sometimes it doesn't help as much, and sometimes even bring negative yield to the company or to the country, negative result in the sense that it should protect, but in the sense that because of all the other tax, made the whole economy worsen in the sense that everyone have to pay more. Yep. So these are the reason of tariff. But so you ask like in the previous picture, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of tariffs rate right here. All right. So at first place, right, I also don't know why there's a tariff charge to the US in all these different figure. And then like Cambodia charged 97% tariff on US stuff. When I look at the numbers, I couldn't understand what happening behind. Like, how can a country tax 97% on like US stuff? Like, but in the end, actually, it's just a very, very simple calculations that the government come out with, but they use all the different Greeks to looks so-called sophisticated. But in actual fact, if you look at this formula, right, it's basically just the total amount of the country export to US, the total value. So for example, there's a 100 million value that so-called export to US, minus off the country import from the country and the total imports. All right. So in other words, actually, Cambodia as a country, they didn't so-called import any stuff from US. Actually, they export a lot of stuff to US. So in the sense net there's 97% of total value, right, is go into US, but not coming back to Cambodia. And with the amount itself, right, the percentage itself, like they just divide by 2 and then decide to use this as the tax percentage. Yeah. It's like, huh? Like that also can. How many of you feel that if you feel that just type in a 1? Means if you have a lot of stuff import to my country, to US, I'll slap the percentage of value that you gain and divide by 2. Yeah. So in short if you ask me, it's anyhow lah. It's anyhow lah. Yeah, they just like to nego for some deals back. All right. Okay. Yeah, but this is the video we showed just now. All right. So if you like to watch this, later I'll send the deck itself. You can watch all these different clips. This is how I get all the informations, and the information that I think is beneficial on me understanding the market, or me understanding how does this implicate my portfolio. All right. Okay. Maybe I just ask again right here. So for the previous few times after like so-called finish my update or finish my slides, most of you, I will say you will not watch video again, watch the recording because you have watched live ma. So if you have watched the live, would you go to the slide, or would you think the slide will help you or like benefit you and you like to get a slide? If you like that, just type in a yes. If you say never mind, I don't need the slide, just type in a no. All right, okay. So it's also for me to understand whether I should so-called convert this slide into a shareable link lah. So if you like the shareable link to this slide to watch the video, to read some of the content, to so-called go through some of the insights that I have, you just type in yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you have not understand, or there's newcomer, right? You have not understand my style, right? I always ask whether you guys like it. If you like it, then I'll do it. If you don't like it, then I don't do it. As simple as that. All right. So this is a two-way communications that I would like to advocate. So right now we have the WhatsApp group, right? So I think WhatsApp group are more two-ways communication. There's a lot of people like going in and coming out in a sense that in Telegram, but WhatsApp is more a healthy community. And in WhatsApp itself, I think even if some of you guys ask questions, there are people coming in to reply, to respond. I think it's better lah. All right, okay. And another thing about the WhatsApp chat or so-called Google chat itself, right? There's a lot of people who aren't well-pulse so-called like subscriber. So in a sense that they might not know what we are talking about. So that's why I also created the Goodwill community group itself. So are you guys in the Goodwill community? I assume you guys yet are, right? Because it's like 26 of you guys right here. All right, so if you aren't, make sure you go to the Goodwill community. All right, let me just how do I share? Okay, copy link. Goodwill community, add members. Okay, invite to community via link. Copy link, and then I just paste link right here. So if you have not joined the community, yeah, just click on this space. I like to create for well-pulse subscriber or well-pulse listener first. All right, and then once you go into the community, you join as a community member, right? Go to the communities, and then click on well-pulse, and then click join. Right. I don't know whether this can be shared. I think can. All right, let me just like copy link again. And then this is the so-called the chat group for well-pulse only. All right, because I see there's less than 20 lah. So some of you guys maybe are in the Goodwill community itself, but not in the chat group within the Goodwill community. Right. So the second link is to join the Goodwill community. All right. I see Sean is coming in. All right. Okay. So you guys can join in while I'm speaking. All right. So stuff after this tariff would definitely get more expensive, and inflation would definitely kick in. This is no doubt would definitely happen if the tariff supposed to implement in the next few weeks. All right. Regardless what kind of product, like in the next few weeks, you'll see like different stages of implementation of tax will come in. If the negotiation doesn't take place and the negotiations break down, or people just don't nego, just retaliate like China, just retaliate. You charge me 30, I charge you 30. Yeah, as simple as that. And the production itself or the cost itself go up, and then inflation will come. Right. So for example, the iPhone 16 Pro, right? So without a tariff, it should be around $550. But after a tariff, it will be $840 or $850. So I don't know. In terms of economics, when the price go up, the demands will go down, and it will hurt the company revenues, right? So iPhone or Apple should be very wary on this, and then they have decided whether they pass on the tax to the consumer or they absorb the tax. All right. Yeah. Clement say, okay lah, I buy China product. As a consumer, it may not be as direct to us, all right? If the product manufacturer itself or the all the design, everything is not related to US, it might not hit as bad to us, or it might not hit I shouldn't put this lah, because in China a lot of things go by volume. If there isn't volume, means the cost will also go up, I would assume. All right. If the cost go up by per unit, then the things that we buy may go up lah. All right. Because the volume go down. So but for US is definitely whether or not there's volume or no volume, it will go up in either way. For US is direct. Don't change phone. Use Apple. Wait 4 years. Okay. All right. But nevertheless, let's look at this. We reiterate again and again. Market is, there is always a cycle. There's always a fear and greed that happen. So every other years, there's always news that asks us to sell our portfolio. There's always news that induce us to do something, to sell something. And yeah, so if any point of time you just sell off and clear your portfolio and then you didn't get back, most of the time, or I think a majority of time, you will not get the compounding return. All right. Okay. So if your portfolio get hurt or portfolio is red, please stay until the end, and we will go through very, very big two item or two component in investing. One is our investing psychology or mental. Second thing is our investing skill. And tonight I'll specifically go into portfolio and valuation. All right. No, it will become cheaper in ASEAN because their product will float to ASEAN country. Maybe like wow, then will be good. All our stuff will be get cheaper. I don't know. But as for a company, it's not good news lah. For company, it's not good news. For a company, I just like to sell away product, capture back my cost. It's not good news, but maybe a good news for consumer. Yeah. All right. The news is so big that our PM Lawrence Wong have to share out his point of view, have to increase our awareness, our vigilance on the tariff. And since he shared this, my personal feeling is like yeah, it might not sound good. People may lose job. Yeah. So but I think in another group, like Kun Kun, the group itself is asked, wow, they shared a news from Taiwanese outlet. Taiwanese media outlet capture Lawrence Wong so-called the sharing in this video itself, and then cut it in a way that it's like fear mongering, it's spreading fear to sharing that wow, the world is going bad, going tough. So in Taiwan, there's different story because Taiwan, they have like political turmoil. They are so-called like having deep trouble because of the political situation. And then they use this news to spread some fear. All right, okay. But right now, I like to reiterate one thing. Okay, in terms of news, right? How do all these news media make money, everyone? How do all these news media make money? Okay, because by knowing this, right, actually you also can, buy some, you also know why people buy news company. Thanks, I can skip Taiwan media liao. Hey, Clement, long ago, you should skip all Taiwanese news media outlet because it's very, very political driven. Very, very political driven. I mean, I would say, for news outlet, right, there are news that are political driven, but in Taiwan it's extreme. It's like towards the extreme. So the market works in their favor. Yeah. So personally, I don't know why a lot of people watching Taiwanese news. I don't know why. As like in Singapore, right? I can see people watching Taiwanese news on their phone one. I don't know why. Maybe it's Chinese, they like to watch Chinese news, but hey, in Singapore also got Channel 8 ma. Yeah, in terms of news lah, right? Entertaining. Okay, yeah, but sometimes I just think that the news are quite waste of time lah. All right, okay. So one of the video clip, right, I would really suggest you guys to watch is like Howard Marks. He's the Oaktree fund manager. He wrote a book called what is it called? The I can't remember. Howard Marks. Wow. Okay. Right. So Howard Marks is something like investor, right? That a lot of value investor would follow. Marks books. Okay. All right. Yep. So he wrote a few books. One of the books is like the most important thing. So they talk about a lot of like investing skills, investing how to capture investing opportunities. All right. Yeah, how to master. I mean, I didn't read this. I only read this, the most important things. All right. So if like at times like this, right, I would say books like from Howard Marks or even books from Warren Buffett, right, would really help a lot of retail investors like us, because they have seen all the different market cycle. They have seen all the different people making different mistakes, and then they consolidate into very crystallized idea on what is the most important thing as an investor. All right, his memo very important. All right, yeah. So I would say instead of spending time, right, watching all these different news, right, I would rather spend time on reading this, or even like reading the summary, reading the snippets, use ChatGPT to summarize whatever way that you thought is useful to you. Yeah, these are the things that I would suggest spend time on instead of news. If you get that, just type in the one. Summarize his book there. Read my mind. My mind quite empty. My mind, as much as I say don't watch news, right? I still watch, right, because content creation. Okay. But if you don't need to do that, yeah, just you can spend like maybe 10-15 minutes, but not like whole day watching all those news lah. I only watch China news. Okay. Yeah, China news also quite political influence lah. Not I don't know how to put it lah. The CCP influence. Why yellow? You mean the book cover yellow? Your mind a lot of yellow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking, but yeah. Right, cool. Okay, let me just continue this. Okay. All right. So I will not play this. So he shared insight like how Trump tariff will affect credit yield. And in fact, he's looking into bonds rather than looking into equities lah. All right. So if you're interested, you can watch this clip. All right. So let's look at the last close on Monday. I didn't update the today one. This is last close on Monday. So Monday itself, right? In morning, I do this snapshot. So Monday, our S&P is minus 17. Let's check. Hey, is fear and greed index still 4? This one I do it on Monday because I not speak today. Fear and greed index go up. Is it still single digit? No leh, it's still 4 leh. Or this is like, no, this, yeah, still 4 leh. Okay. Okay. Market up liao, still 4 I don't know. It's still 4 lah, huh? All right. So the market is still in a fear mode. All right. Okay. And S&P index is at negative 17, is at the borderline of going to recession. So anything more than 20% is recession. All right. But in fact, actually QQQ have went more than 20. QQQ is like negative 21.7. So regardless, whatever I've invested right here, right, I'm experiencing a loss for DCA. All right. Okay. But if DCA, right, my whole QQQ is still positive because I started like 2 years ago, right? But all the so-called entries that I have right here is at a loss. All right. So there's question coming out. So when market that drop like this, should I buy more now? Do you have that question? If you have that question, just type in the one. Hey, market drop like this, like 20%. Should I buy more now? Okay, and just type in, just type in. Wow, okay, just type in whatever you think. Yeah, this is the time whereby we can do real discussion already. Because last time we talked about company, we talked about right now it's like, should I do something? Okay. Wow, nice. Wow. Well, I will sometimes I shouldn't say this lah. But I share what is in my mind. When market there isn't like big movement, right? I couldn't see activity like this. like like you guys discussing, you guys are talking, you guys are sharing me your view. So sometimes I feel quite boring when I do well pulse. So actually I quite prefer market having this kind of like volatility. Because at this kind of timing, right? Or this kind of like situation, right? Oh my God. At least I can get your response there. Come on. Okay. Yeah. But one thing you all know lah, somehow or rather, our portfolio, if we compare the last few weeks or few days, right, is in red lah. Doesn't feel quite good lah, huh? But in long term wise, this is the opportunity period. Okay, I'm gonna say pain then scream. Okay, yep. So should we buy right now? Okay, then there's a few school of thoughts, but maybe I just share my thoughts right here. All right. So for me, my index strategy is to do DCA. All right. And then I do monthly DCA. I already put down there the funds. I already put down there the orders. I already put down there as automated investing. All right. So I also ask myself this question: should I go trouble myself to do all these changes, or I buy more or on index lah? Okay. Yeah. So after a few days of thinking, right, that actually initially I already decided that I should not change the strategy itself. Yeah. If I change right now, right, I buy more. It went down more, should I buy more? It go up, should I right now stop buying more? Or when it come down again, how much should I buy? Like do you think that it kind of creates some of the distraction on things that I should focus on? Okay. Yeah. So in actual fact, right, I spent some time to think about it, and then I should have used the time, right, to prepare a better slide, to prepare so-called company like case study, to prepare like how to review portfolio with you guys. Instead of thinking, hey, should my QQQ so-called buy more to average? Yeah. Are you active trader? All right. So kids say, think we should change under this situation. I short term like this. And then Adam say, enjoy the moment. Okay. So my conclusion is this lah. So my ETF strategy is like pretty straightforward. It's like monthly DCA. So I put in the amount of money right there, and then I let the system do it works. All right. And then yeah. Instead of me worrying, should I buy more right now? Then I just let it go, let the system work for me. Yeah. So in actual fact, tonight is the I choose 8 lah. I choose the 8th of the month. So they will buy today. So they already decide to buy. I mean, I already decide to buy on the 8th of the month. Yeah. So yeah, I will still buy the shares lah, but it's not like additional buy more kind of thing. Yeah. No wonder share go up. Hey, come on. Market haven't opened yet. Market haven't opened yet. And my volume will not move an inch. Come on. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So another question is this. Oh, yo. So if I buy now, am I buying early or am I too late in terms of timing? If you have that question as well, just type in one. Should I buy now? So not just index, my so-called, in other words, when you look into stocks, should I buy in right now? And then is it bottom ready? All right. Or when should I buy? If you have the question, just type in the one. Yeah. Don't worry. Uh, there will be a lot of people having this question because yeah, there's questions that come into me like that. All right. Okay. So right now is the best time for us to acknowledge our thoughts, acknowledge our feelings, so that when it happen again, you will not ask yourself the same questions as hard or as worried. Okay. One of the things that I learned from James he said, oh, previously when I talk about market volatility, he shared with me is like, oh, previously is a bit hard to swallow. And right now, they are more chill with it. All right. And then when I think back on my own situation, right, when I first started, right, wow, I almost scared till death when 2020 comes. It's like, oh, shit, market really go down. How? It's like opportunity. Should I buy more now? Yeah. But in 2020, right, I buy too little. The market just bounced back up. All right. So this is what happened to 2020. 2020, it take 32 days to come down for 36%, but it take quite fast to rebound back. All right. Okay. So this is 2020. It still takes like 32 days. But for 2022, right, from the peak to the bottom, it take almost 1 year, 281 days for them to, from the peak, go down to the bottom for 27%. All right. If you see that, just type in a 1. Stand for A. Actually, the length of the top to bottom, sometimes it take very short time, sometimes it take a longer time. Okay. But nevertheless, like, it's not 1 day, 2 day, or a week. It at least a month or so. Right? 30 trading days, right, is 1.5 months. 30 trading days is 1.5 months. 280 days is close to a year. Okay. So there will be always time for us to invest or to trade. So don't need to be pressured by time. Don't need. Because even if bounce back up, right, you still got time before it went up to another peak, another peak, another peak. All right. So don't need to be pressured by time or don't need to be pressured by volatility. This is the things that I like to share. If you get that, just type in a 2. Can, but I will see who in charge of US currently. All right. Okay. So don't be pressured by time and don't be pressured by volatility. Because investing is supposed to alleviate our stress, not to add our stress. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. So right now, we have dropped close to 17%, and then it's close to like 44 days. All right. So it's 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months. All right. Okay. So yeah, don't be pressured by time and volatility. And the question comes again, when is bottom? So you can see like there's a wheel right here, there's a bear, there's a cow. Some will say, oh, it's soon. If you watch this like news from this person called Tom Lee. I didn't put the clip right here. Anyone heard of this person called Tom Lee? Wait, I'm bad. Right. So if you have heard of this person called Tom Lee, just type in a 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, famous guy. Actually, I don't quite know him, but what I heard of, what I read from the news outlet is like, oh, Tom Lee said that we should buy on the 2nd of April because if you don't buy right now, right, the bounce back will miss the golden opportunity or golden moment to make some profit. Yeah, the market will bounce back, and you don't take opportunity, you lose it. This is what he said. Yeah. And then some of the people will bring back the Michael Burry, the person who do the big shot. He said, wow, market down is expected to go down. But he said this 2 years ago. All right. So in the market, there's a lot of noises, there's a lot of different opinions and different people taking different side of the stories. All right. So as an individual investor, you have went through 2020. If you went through 2022, right now it's 2025. Yeah. I guess we are more matured in this squeeze of 6 years. Yeah. If you if you agree with that, just tap in the one. Yeah. It's hard to go through V, another V, the third dip right now in a short span of close to 6 years only. Yeah. Last time people need to like wait for 8 years lah, from the dot-com bubble to lemon crisis to euro debt crisis. Yeah, right now is 2020, 2022, and 2025. It's like close to just 6 years, you got 3 times. Fourth, once in the lifetime financial crisis in my life now. All right. Okay. Yep. So the bounce back, the squeezing effect is there. All right. But whether is it a bottom, I think it's a bit hard to predict. So in the investing, let's look at this thing called first principle. Everything you fall back to fundamentals. All these fundamentals help us to decide better. All right. So the first principle of investing, which I shared previously, right? I don't know you guys have do a snapshot or whatever. Let me just pull out this. This is the first principle that I shared. So there's these 8 first principles that I learned from my wife. She shared me this. And I just particularly pull out this. The first principle of investing is risk control. All right. So handling the risk is the most important thing that we should take care of. So-called another taking care of ourselves, to fall into danger. Risk control. All right. And if your eyes are only on big returns, you might fall into a bottomless trap. So in other words, people say, oh, it's good opportunity. So right now I should buy now. Buy, then go down and say, oh, I trapped myself. And then shit, I got more money. Then I buy more. It go down further. Buy the deeper, deep. All right. But if the persons is just buying to look for big returns only, then it's a bit dangerous because he might fall into things called like the falling knife, whatever, right? People would so-called frame him. Oh shit, you're buying into falling knife. Yeah, you might fall into this bottomless trap. And then yeah. And in the end, not just your money got hurt, your mental, your so-called psychology factors, your mental so-called like also take a toll in that sense. So first thing we should talk about is handle our risk first. Okay. So before we go into like the valuations or the portfolio strategy, right? So first of all, I would like to raise this awareness right here, taking our so-called mental as a first priority, then taking our return as a first priority. Because if we couldn't so-called being mentally stable, especially at this point of time, it's a bit hard for us to take actions when it's needed. If you understand that, just type in a 1. If our mental are not stable in a sense that actually you have decided, you have made a conclusion to buy, but because you are very distracted, you are being swayed by all the noise, in the end of the day, you didn't take certain action because the mental stability is not there, then no matter how good the plan you have or how good the analysis or strategy you have, if it's not executed or overly executed, you couldn't get the results or you couldn't get your desired result. Okay, yeah. So let us go through this framework first. Okay. All right. So let's look at the wisdom from Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. So he always said that the stock market is wonderfully work or efficient mechanism for people to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. Right. So make sure that you are not the impatient one, wanting to have results straight away. Yeah, because in the end of the day, yeah, people who are Warren Buffett, he just sit down there, take his own opportunity, the opportunity that it bites, and then he just enjoy the fruit of labor. I need him to carry the whole world market. All right. But not everything you see in the internet right now is true. Okay. So you watch this clip later on. So there's a clip whereby they shared that Warren Buffett support Trump tariff policy. And Trump even tweeted that video from this certain analyst. All right. And so bad that, right, Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett, have to issue a statement or issue a news release that regarding comment earlier made by Warren Buffett is completely false. All right. Okay. All these things is actually easy identifiable if you understand the first principle of investing or his principle of investing. All right. Okay. So let's go through some of the principle that he has when come to investing. All right. So if you can so-called like follow me, just type in a two. There's these two big conclusions that I would like to share with you in this next 10 minutes. All right. Okay. So some of the things whereby, he said, Wall Street makes its money on activity, and you make your money on activity. So at the start of sessions, if you come in early, you see me playing the news from Bloomberg, which is from the Wall Street. They use a lot of different red color thing, the number keep jumping, all right, to induce us to do some action, to induce us to trade, to induce us to do some stuff, regardless, whatever situation you in, all right. So this is how Wall Street or how financial market or how financial news outlet work. Yeah, they don't talk slowly. They have different discussions, make different so-called emotion. If you watch Jim Cramer, the CNBC anchor, even worse. Yeah. So this is how Wall Street makes their money. And us as investor, we can watch, but we don't dance with their music. All right. Don't dance with the music they play. We dance with our own music. Yeah, if you understand that, just type in what. He loved MacD leh, not sea candle, not Sea's candy. Hey, he loves Sea's candy as well. He loves Sea's candy as well. He speak like a running train. Keep calm and eat Sea's candy. All right. Okay, the next thing is this. The best thing to, or best chance to deploy capital is when things are going down. So in other words, be greedy when others are fearful. I think this one is every one of you would know it. And I would like to raise this thing right here. Okay. American like baseball, or even Taiwanese like baseball. And then when come to baseball, right, they have this thing called 打棒者 also. So there's a pitcher, there's a person who swing the bat. All right. So in order to win the game, right, they need to swing the bat so that they can run across the court or run across the stadium to score point. In other words, in short, all right. And they have a different way of calculating the pitch or whatever. But in short, like this person who hitting the bat, right, they have a few chances to hit it. The few chances is even if they don't swing the bat, they can wait for the next one. All right. Okay. So in other words, when it comes to investing, right, we don't need to hit every single ball. You can hit the ball that you find most comfortable with or you most confident with. In other words, so for example, the share price dropped by 5%. You say, oh, I'm not comfortable right now. Can I wait the next one or wait another 10%? All right. So do in your own pace, swing your bet or put in your order, put in your buy order when you are comfortable with the hit, when you have the highest confidence that you can hit it. All right. I know it's sometimes a bit hard to describe it when it comes to market, right? Because market keep going down. It's hard to hit, right? But at times, this is really what happened. Buy when you feel the most confident with. All right? Okay? And then this is the thing whereby over and over again, for me, when it comes to stocks, right? When it comes to stocks, right? don't leverage. Don't. No. When it comes to stock, right, don't leverage. Right? If you like to have some leverage effect, right, options might be a tool that you can leverage on. Okay, so don't go margin your account. Okay, especially come to stocks or even cryptos. Yeah, I know there's a lot of like trading courses out there. There's a lot of like different like cryptos experts out there. Yeah, I would say for even for me right now, I also not comfortable with leveraging lah. Yeah, leveraging crypto options. Yep. Okay. So for the past few days, you know that there's a lot of like people who got hit. They got hit by margin call, and if the market continue right, most of the time you're crippling down. In actual fact, yesterday there's news that people will already get margin call already. So hedge funds get margin call, and like the news have gone up lah. Okay. And if you don't know what's margin call about, you can watch this movie, A Margin Call. It's basically really about margin call. Okay, yep. And that's when people will say, "Oh, I make so much, I make leverage return." But when the times go out, you know that who is swimming naked. All right. So come to this, investing, 80% emotion, 20% skills. Right. So remember these four different so-called principles or four different situations that we should aware of. Don't dance to other people's music. There's a lot of tips. There's a lot of gurus out there. Yes, you can listen to it, but don't dance with them. All right. And be greedy when others fearful. This one don't need to repeat. Stay calm and patient. Wait for your turn to hit the bat, and don't leverage. Okay. So this is about emotion. Number one, emotions. Then okay, so right now we have finished talking about emotions. Yeah, I know all this lah. Don't dance with other people's music lah. We greedy lah. But the problem is, what should we be greedy about? You have that question, just type in the two. Yeah, greedy, like, but greedy for what? Like, what should we be greedy on? Should we be greedy on cryptos? Yeah, what should we be greedy on? Yeah, so this is number two. Everyone just type in the two that we go into. What should we look at and what should we be greedy to take on? Okay. All right. Okay. When it comes to investing in the stock, right? There's a lot of companies out there. Not every other companies we should look at lah. And especially for individual investor like us, it's better for us to focus on wonderful companies rather than good enough companies, right? Wonderful companies means like they are the leader in the industry. The customers are sticky. They have a very strong moat. They have very good business model whereby the clients will keep coming back because they deliver good products, good service. Right? So these are the wonderful companies that we always look at, right? And this wonderful company serve their market, serve the niche of the market that can gain like good revenue with good margin and with good volume, they can scale. So these are some of the wonderful companies that we look at when we come to investing in individual stocks. And a lot of time, these companies would run up with high valuation. And this period of time, if it's a fair price or fair value, that's where we can take a bite. All right. Okay. So if you ask me, look at wonderful companies rather than good companies. And come to this. When it comes to investing in stocks, right? My friend is not here, then I can talk about him. I'll talk about her, actually it's her. I share with her, hey, actually, right now market is volatile, right? Okay. And actually, when the stock got hit, right, it's good, ma. You put in a standing order, the stock got hit, you buy at the price that you want, which is good, right? So for example, she buy a company, the company she bought it at $30, but right now it dropped to $29. She said, scared market will continue to go down then she sell at 29, make a $1 losses. Then I asked her, hey, initially I thought you said you would like to invest in this company and then you want to own this. He said, oh, I think maybe the share price will go down further, so I don't want to hold it right now. How many of you have that situation before, or you face it right now? Yeah. $30. Previously like $50, $60. Right now come to 30. You bought it already. And say, oh, my go down further. Then I sell 29. Okay. Wow, Kun Kun very bad lah. I didn't name anyone. Kun Kun name people. I didn't. Yeah, so come to this. So if you have no intentions to own the stocks, all right, yeah, don't buy it even. All right, because even a 10 minutes, all right, the share price went down in a day, it went back up right now $31. So should you buy again? Like, yeah, okay, a bit tough, right? Okay, so if you have already decided to buy at a certain price, and you want to own it, yeah, just own it all the way. If not, the 10 minute doesn't make a difference. And all right, and actually I find out further lah. So I asked, hey, I thought you already understand the company, you like to invest in company, but actually in the end, she doesn't really understand the company business model, in a sense that she doesn't understand the growth of the business. She doesn't understand how the company can continue to grow even at times like this. Okay, so in short, circle of competence. This company doesn't fall into a circle of competence to understand whether the market needs their product or services. Okay, Visa pass, yeah. Right now, no one would pay with cash. Everything with cards. Yeah. So Visa and Master, that's the two that are available for us. Unless you are the high flyer card, but you use Amex lah. Most of us will use Visa and Master. All right. Okay. And one last thing that we talk about, like investing, right? Okay. So for us as an individual investor, we have certain size of portfolio. In other words, we don't have unlimited bullet to shoot lah. If you have unlimited bullet to shoot, right? Can I drink coffee with you? So you have limited bullet to shoot. So make sure that your bullet only shoots that when times come, or when the target close to you, when you are close or have high confidence that you are picking the right one. Okay, just like Karate Kid, he only got one last chance of hit lah, and he used this one last chance, focus on the target, yeah, and then win the match. Okay, all right. If not, soon your portfolio we have a lot of different things that you need to sell. Okay, everyone, just type in the number of stock in your portfolio. Just type in the number of stock in your portfolio. Okay, yeah. Okay, wow, then it's 5, 2. Okay, yeah. So if you are starting, or you want to build a portfolio, okay, please don't anyhow buy any company that you don't know. Yeah, just focus on the few that you want to own it, because sooner or later you find, actually my portfolio got a lot of rubbish I don't need, that I need to sell. All right. Okay. So when it comes to picking your investing tool or picking your companies, all right, simplicity is the best. All right. Just pick the things that you understand, that stay in your circle of competence, all right, and you're willing to hold. All right. And when it comes to action, right, you shoot on the things that you make it count. All right. And in the end of the day, if you don't do that, you end up selling things that you don't need. So these are two big portions to get ourselves ready to capture this market opportunity, which I like to highlight. in this very period of time. Very, very crucial. Okay, so before I move forward, all right, so this is the midpoint where I have to cut right here. So from this onwards, all right, will be our own closed committee whereby in WellPulse itself, we will talk about individual stocks, right? So I'll cut off this for the public video, and moving forward, this is how we will be handling our WellPulse session, all right? So if you like to listen to our own internal committee chit-chatting about case study or individual stocks, all right? So sign up for WellPulse, right? So this is the end for the first part. Okay, all right. So till this point, how many of you think that all this sharing is beneficial? If you think so too, just type in a yes. If you think so, just type in a so or no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Yan Chan. Thank you, team. All in. Okay. Yeah. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes I find resources out there, and find some so-called um links or sessions. A lot of time they jump straight into certain like actions, certain stocks and certain stuff. So before dive into that portion, I would like to share very crucial part of investing, which is the investing psychology and things we should practice before we go into selecting. If not, you're like a person with a lot of different type of kung fu, but in the end, you don't know which one to do. Okay, it's a good reminder. Can have solid one with when to enter market. Okay, all right. Okay, so right now time is 9, right? I think I'll do until around 9:20, 9:30ish. So right now, take this very moment to list the top 5 companies that you like to invest. All right. So this is the things that happened in 2020, when previously I talked to Ken. So at this point of time, right, what should we really work out before the crisis really hit? All right. So top 5, which one you want, defend or attack? For me, rather I just put it into one. I don't have so-called defend. Like ETF, if you say ETF is defend, then I only got QQQ lah. Okay. Okay. Yep. So regardless, in the portfolio that you own, the top 5 that you like to build. All right. So right now it's 9:03. You take another 1, 2, or even 5 minutes time. Take this opportunity to write it down somewhere. Or even you can type right here, write it down somewhere. Because this is the very initial exercise to create your target board, your target list, the list of the companies that you like to build. Okay, so I have my own 5. All right, so even if you don't have your own 5, yeah, out there's a lot of video that you can take reference. I say take reference, not copy everything. Everyone, if you agree with it, just type in 5. Take reference, 5. Okay, reiterate, take reference, not copy everything. Okay. So I have my own 5, and in fact, my orders get hit like these few days. Friday, Monday also get hit. Okay. Only kids will do it. Do what? Write down. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Kid share his list. Okay. All right. Kid only type to host and panelists. I don't know whether is it okay that I share to the session? If it's not okay, then never mind. All right. Okay. Can okay. Kid, when you type also can type to everyone. Okay. So Kid say Microsoft, Nvidia, QQ, Apple, Amazon. Okay. All right. Ian also type to host and panelists. Ian, Celsius, Nvidia, SoFi, Path, and Palantir. Wow. Okay, Ian, other than Nvidia, right? all are so-called small cap. Palantir is going into big cap already. Okay. But the rest is mid cap, big cap. Yeah, only Nvidia is so-called mega cap. Okay. All right. Okay. Everyone, another 2 more minutes right here. Just write it down. Okay. And from there, if you want to change, you change from there. But right now, at least you have these 5 companies that you would put your emphasis on. If not, you will have a very, very long watch list because you watch all these video out there. All right. So this actually for me, I also watch lah. So these are the few that I watch. I even watch Budget Babe. Yeah. And there's a few like Stock Dads. All right. So Better Investing. This is Daniel. Like like friends. Kelvin Investing. Kelvin also a personal friend. Right. Adam Khoo is the Lao Jiao in the industry. And then Piranha Profit is so-called Adam Khoo, one of the Adam Khoo company. And Chiking is the host right now lah. Okay, Clementine Grace. Okay, all right. So if you have that 5 in your list, just type in a 5, then I can move forward. All right. I know some of you didn't type here lah, but I really, really hope that you write it somewhere. At least you have your own 5 first before we talk about anything. Okay, thank you, Adam, and thank you, Dawn. All right. All right, Kit and Ian have typed lah, so it's there. All right, Kun also, yeah, Kun typed in already. Sean also typed in already. Hey, I got 30 people right here. Okay. Even if you don't type the company, right, type in 5. Okay. The reason why I do this is a lot of time, if you don't have the 5 company list, right, you start to watch a lot of different to gather your 5. It's not to say it's bad, just that if you already have that 5, right, then you don't need to waste so much time watching other people. Okay. Adam say Magnificent 7. So Adam got 7. Okay. All right. Okay. Before you talk about valuation, right? This is the last liner that I would like to rehash again. So in 2020, we went through a few, I think 4 times of circuit breaker. So once the stock dropped so much that I think 10 or 15%, I can't remember the exact percentage. The stock market dropped more than 10%, I think. And the next moment, you can only buy, but you cannot sell. All right. So Warren Buffett always advocate. When he buy the share, right, he will assume that the market will close for indefinitely until he want to sell. All right. The next day, and will not reopen for the next 5 years at least. Okay. So from there, the company continue to build the business. He continue to do his own thing. All right. So he will not attempt to make the profit, right, in short term, like 1 year or even 6 months. Yeah. Okay. So if you target based on that assumption, right, you are putting yourself disservice lah, in other words. All right. So once you have set in the allocation, you have bought it, then you just continue to hold it. All right. So if you have fun, then you can buy more. If you don't have fun, then you just continue to follow the progress of the company. As long as the company continue to grow well, progress well, make more money, make more profits, the value will return. Okay, the value will return. Okay, all right. So let's highlight this AGM first before we go to valuation, which is the next part of the session itself. All right. So BRK AGM is on the 3rd of May. Right, on 3rd of May itself, the AGM would they will have a Yahoo Live and then Warren Buffett will share his company update. Then there's a Q&A that they will run. Okay. Maybe I just ask how many of you want to watch live together? You don't want to watch, just type in a 1. Maybe we just watch together. I just switch on the Zoom and then we just watch the Yahoo Finance and then just watch it together. Hey, All right, it's at night one, midnight one, Okay, okay. All right, Adam say when 2 years ago. Kevin say no, I need to sleep. Okay. All right, only Xiaoting and Eileen. Sure, if no one, if I switch on the Zoom session, right? Only me, myself alone watch, I will go sleep also one, I only watch the replay, 2 times speed the next day, or watch like so-called summary. I will not watch live one, right now. Only if you guys want to watch, I also like Clement said, I need to sleep. I need to sleep. I only watch next day. It doesn't matter the 1 day different. Okay, okay. All right. So you guys let me know, Eileen and Xiaoting, huh? Though until that day itself, I myself alone like there. I did walao eh. Okay, never mind. We still got time. You guys can take a few days to think. All right? Inform you. Okay, can. All right. So let's come to the gist of the session itself on the second part, which is valuation. All right. So what is the valuations in the market right now, and how the individual valuations right now, and how should we look at valuation at this moment? All right. Okay. So in the market itself, conventionally still look at PE. So if you look at Shiller PE, right? Shiller PE is 10-year average market PE, and right now it's at 31 times. So at the peak, right, is close to 40 times in 2000, and even in 20 so-called 2022, right, is also at 38 or 39 times. Right now, the market is at 31 times. All right. So this is the market Shiller PE. All right. And if you look at the most close recent one, right, the 2020 bottom, right, is just 25 times as well. Actually, it's quite so-called like historically compared to this, right, 25 is high, right? But right now we have dropped down to 31 times. Okay, so if you look back, what is the lowest point within this 5 year? 24 times PE is the lowest. So actually we're not too far from 24 times. All right, so this is just a market PE, all right. And there's this discussion and these talks about tariff, right? So I don't know you guys watch this video whereby people take reference to tariff war comparing the 1930s Great Depression and the World War. It started from tariff war. If you heard that, just type in a 1. If you haven't heard that before, just type in 2. Okay, Kun heard that before, Diana haven't. Okay, heard that before. Okay, all right. And yeah, it's also raised by Lawrence Wong, the Singapore PM. The last time we experienced tariff war like this is something in the 1930s. Yeah, in the 1930s. And if you look at 1930s, you like to look at the PE back then is as low as 6 times. And it only happened in the 1980s as low as that. But since then, it's always at least more than 15 times PE. Yeah. So if you want 31 times drop to 15 times, right, means the market need to grow, need to drop for another 50% before it reach 15 times. Okay, so this is the market PE, Shiller PE. But let's look at the S&P 500 lah. Because I assume most of us invest in S&P 500. So S&P 500 right now, or if you look at 31st March lah, all right, it's at 20. So right now it's in the so-called 1918 times region already. So the 30 years average is at 17 times. All right. So with the drop down itself, right? Okay, another so-called like 20%, right? We are at the 30 years fair value range. Okay, yeah. So if you didn't go with like so-called DCA, in a sense that a periodic DCA means you do it manually, means you pick the timing. For example, if you pick the timing, 17 times S&P 4P is a time you invest. So 20, okay, just do calculation. 70 divided by 20 means another 15% drop from the current point. So let's look at S&P 500. Just type in SPY, right? So if you buy SPY, okay, 0.85 divide by 500. Okay, don't divide, multiply. So it's 425, all right? So another 425 or another so-called 75 at 425, okay? At 425, it will reach a average PE right here. Average 70 times PE. If you follow that, just type in a 1. Yeah, so this is according to market S&P forward PE ratio. Don't see my calculation. Okay, then I just type right here. Okay, so SPY, I just round 500 500. All right, 500. Okay. Oh, where is? Okay. Right. Okay, and then I just take 500 multiplied by 17 divided by 20. This is the calculation supposed to be 500 times 70 divided by 20. All right, which is 425. Okay, so it will reach the average 30 years 70 times PE right here. Okay, yep, so this is the S&P 500 So if you follow that, just type in okay. Okay, so this is based on valuation. So fair value is right here. S&P 500 fair value. Okay, must happen. I don't know it happened or not. This one I don't know. Right. Okay. Yep. So it's a 15% drop. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So this is based on market valuation. But of course, this 4P, right, next month would change because earnings start to roll in. Actually, by the end of month, earnings will start to roll in already. Okay. And if the earnings went better, you adjust . Yeah. Okay. But regardless to simplify manner at this point of time the forward PE is 425. Okay. All right. Okay. Then let's go to individual stock valuation. All right. So tonight we'll do a very quick one . So instead of drilling into like the business model, can the company still grow? Would the so-called the valuations will got re-rating, whatever, we just simplify the matter. All right. But before you go into the specific valuations, so there's a lot of different valuation method out there. That's based on earnings, based on assets, based on income, based on cash flow. Right. So these are relative in the sense that you compare with price . And then absolute is just the exact calculation. We do the Excel projections based on the company growth, different investment, different costing. Right now, even tariff hike, how does it affect the cash flow? Right. So there's a method which is discounted cash flow. All right. So tonight, we only focus in this thing called price to sales ratio. All right. Price to sales ratio. PS. Yeah. Price to sales. A more simplified manner, I would say. Yeah. So tonight we focus on price to sales ratio. Okay. So depends on your liking or depends on whether your resources in the sense that which platform you use to track price to sales. Okay. So I didn't pay for the subscription on trading view. But trading view, you can pull up price to sales ratio. Trading view, you can pull up price to sales ratio. Okay, so yeah, so this is SOFI. So SOFI, if you just take 3 years price to sales ratio, it range between 2 to 5 times. All right. So if you like to take the average, you'll be in between lah. All right. All right. So yeah, 2 5 times is around 3.5 lah. Right. So anything that is hitting 2, right, would be the lowest point that they went on to. All right. Okay, so you can see it as a channel lah. You can see there's a highest point, there's a lowest point, there's a median or average point. All right. So don't need to be too exact because it's just not much different. So anything that lower than average means actually like this 3 years period, actually they are trading below their average lah. Okay, so we can use this as a way to gauge whether the valuations are attractive. All right, so compared to they're hitting high 5 times, which is very aggressive right now, is lower than the midpoint. If you can see this, just type in 1. All right, so this is using trading view. This is using trading view. Or previously, when we talk about MSFT, right, I also do the same thing. All right. Okay. All right. Let me just put 5 years lah. All right. So Microsoft, previously when we shared like 2 weeks ago, right, we shared with a band of 8 times to 15 times. 8 times to 15 times. And right now it's at 10 times P ratio. So it's lower than so-called their average. So at what price? At what price it is $8? At what price is $8, right? Wow, how can I? Okay. Maybe I just put it right here. So share price is like 350 lah, 357 lah. Yeah, share price 357 is at 10 times 10.21. All right, so let's say Microsoft right now is 357, which is the price. And then right now the price to sales ratio is 10 times. Let me just check again. 10.21. And then you say, oh, I want to buy when it's lowest, which is 8 times. Then what is the price? What is the price that I should key? All right. So you just take 357 times 8 divided by 10. So 357 times 0.8, which is around 285. So you have to drop until 285 to reach 8 times price to sales. If you can follow, just type in a 2. Just type in a 2. This is from trading view. Okay. Yeah. But if you buy right now, it's actually their historical fair valuation. So you can tranche it down with different entry. 10 times, 9 times, 8 times, for example. Okay. So this is if you don't have like FinChat subscription, you can use trading view, because trading view to pull up a single indicator like price to sales is free lah. Oops, just now battery flat. No worries, Clement. Recording is always there. Okay. All right. Or another way, if you have some companies you look at, we can look at together. All right. So this is Cloudflare. So Cloudflare, we look at their revenue keep growing up. Yes, they are having so-called negative operating income even until right now. All right, means they are not operating positive. Okay, but their revenue is growing. And we look at their price to sales valuation. So for the past 3 years, their price to sales valuations is in the range of lowest 13 times or even 10 times, highest 39 times. But the median most of the time is at 15 times. Yeah, so even right now, actually, they are not at the median yet. So anything closer to 15 times is their median price to sales. Okay, so this is another way to look at price to sales if you have subscriptions on FinChat. Okay, so this is another company that I look at lah. ASML. Okay. All right. Okay. So ASML, like their median is 8 times for the past 5 years, or maybe I just shorten okay. All right. So ASML, their price to sales is close to their lowest at 6 times. Do you see this? If you see this, type in the 1. Free version, no price to sales. Wow, this one I don't know leh. Hoyin, are you referring to FinChat? I think they still can see, just that it may not be like it may be just 1 to 3 year data. Yeah, I think got price to sales. Okay, so how you can pull this, like after you search, right, you go to financials. All right, you go to financials, you go to ratios, and then you go to forward valuation. This is your forward price to sales. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you can click on it, and then you see your forward price to sales lah. So if I remove this, this is just forward price to sales valuation. And maybe I just pull up the price per share. Is there price per share? No. Okay, never mind. Yep. So price per share right now, this is euro lah, huh? So let's take ASML share price is at 500 and dollar. Yeah, so right now a pre-market 632, 615 right now. Okay, 615, 615. The valuation is at 6 times. Okay, if you want to go further to 5, then you take another 10% discount. Is it 5 divided by 6 is another 17% discount. Okay, all right. So this is in terms of like individual company. We can use price to sales, the band or the range to look at the midline. Anything from midline to below, you can start accumulating. All right, so this is based on price to sales. Okay. Any other companies that you guys want to look at? Just type 1, then we just do what? OLED is Universal Display. Is it this? Wow, okay, caveat, I don't know anything about this company. Okay, let's just look at price sales. And then once you are here, right, you can just click on the graphic line, select median. Right, so this company, yeah, is at the lowest point now, based on like historical valuation. Yeah, I don't know what this company does lah, huh? Okay, let's look at race. The US one, is it? Never mind. Let's look at all right. Ferrari price to sales. Okay, so Ferrari price to sales actually at higher end. Let's look at median. All right, So the median is 7 times, right now it's at 9 times. Okay, even if you look at 3 years, all right, it still haven't reached the 8.5 times yet. So another 8.5 divided by 8 divided by 9, 9.94. All right, raise share price. All right, is this US dollar? Yeah. All right, 408 times 8.5 divided by 9. So it's like around 385. All right, 385, you at their median point. Yeah. Okay. All right. So right now, time is 9:30. Okay. So from the start, we talk about the market updates, and then we talk about some principle about investing in terms of investing psychology and some of the investing actions that we should always take note of. Then we also talk about our market valuation in terms of like Schiller PE and S&P 500 PE. And we end on with individual stock where we talk about price to sales. All right. So how we use the average price to sales to gauge the valuation, in a sense that anything below their average to their bottom point is where we can get entry pointers. All right. So this is how the different so-called technique to look into individual stock valuations. Right. So how many feel that this sessions is helpful? If you think so, just type in a 1. If you are not, just type in a 2. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Forever 1. Don't like that. You also have to let me so-called improve in some sense. Okay. So I see some of you guys have joined the Well Pals. All right. Okay. Thanks for joining. I approving you guys. Okay. So if you have not, okay, let me just post the link right here again. Okay. Be mindful. All right. This is just for Well Pals. All right. Wow, kid only 有点啊。Previous, we spend a lot more time understanding a company business model, share with you how they run the business. Tonight, you just look at chart, numbers, then 这个就叫干货. Walao, then we shouldn't spend much time on looking into business model already. You know, before we come into valuation, right, the more important thing is the company business model. The company can continue to make revenue, make profits. Only then these valuations will hold. All right. Okay. Yeah. So the well pulse specifically, well pulse the chat, right? We can always discuss back what we have covered tonight, or things that you like to so-called review again. So for example, tonight you talk about price to sales, right? Then you have like some ideas, or maybe you say, why not I look at Google, for example. All right. And then I'd like to see whether am I looking at the right thing. All right. And then how should I look at it? All right. So Google, their price to sales. Wow, actually it's quite enticing, huh? All right. Their median is at 5.3 times. Right now it's 4.6 times. Their lowest point is 3.7. All right. So right now they are at the lower end already. Okay. Yeah, their valuations is quite enticing. All right. So, but you are not sure. You like to have a space to discuss about this, the stuff that we have discussed in WellPulse itself. All right. You can always go back to the WellPulse chat group, and then like share your view, share your questions and stuff like that. All right. So yeah, I see Hoyin and Sunshine have joined. All right. I just type here lah. If you guys have any questions relates to today discussion, feel free to raise here. Okay. All right. So this is well pulse. All right. I hope you guys can continue to so Kun say spam. All right. So we have a big group chat, right? So the big group, they have a lot of different people. Yeah. You want to there also can, but specifically WellPulse, you can share inside this WellPulse chat lah. All right. Okay. So let's look at market right now. So right now it's 9:30. Okay, market is in green. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone for buying up the market. No, I think it's just a short-term reaction, because there's some, like, there are always people that short the market, they like to cover, there's always like margin call and stuff like that. Mr. Trump only got 50 countries. China hasn't bound down yet. So I don't know. I really don't know. But nevertheless, you know that by looking at valuations, the price to sales valuations, you know where your company is, and should you like get into it based on the average price to sales. Yeah, this is how some of the gauge you can do. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. So that's all tonight. I'm always here. Let us have a coffee chat. You can always arrange. And Clement, I thought you are switching job, right? Hey, you're so busy, man, Clement. Have some coffee, leh. All right. And hey, who else? Wait. I'm supposed to meet Shi Leong, right? Shi Leong, when are we meeting? Shi Leong, are you in today? Oh, Shi Leong is not in today. Okay, never mind. Okay. 12th April, I need to go attend another class, so I didn't go there. Shi Leong is not here. Yeah, but never mind. So nevertheless, thanks everyone for tonight. The market bounced back. Great news for you guys who have bought something like yesterday or the day before. All right. But in any case, just stay calm, stay vested, and then anything, we always come back to this community and then we just open and discuss. There's no right or wrong. Everyone is just improving ourselves to get our portfolio better. Right? Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Why? Tell me why. Tell what why. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yep. See you and then have a good night. And then yep. If you have coffee, yeah. Text me. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good night.